Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Cicero Planning Board meeting. Would you please join us in the pledge? Jimmy, would you lead us out, please? Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from the June 4th meeting. Any questions or comments? Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make the, oh, go ahead.
I'll make the motion to
And
approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Duval,
Yes.
Mr. Abbey,
Yes.
Ms. Scanlon,
Yes,
Mr. Wilkie,
Yes.
and I vote yes to the approval. Next, we'll open the meeting to public comment. If there's anybody in the audience that would like to address the board on any active application, you may do so now. Please come on up. Given nobody's approach, we'll close the public input and move on to the first agenda item. This is a sketch plan review for Cicero Fire Department, property at 8377 Brewerton Road, a proposed 56 by 38 outdoor storage building. Welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for your service.
Not me, I'm just the engineer.
Thank you, applicants, Molly.
I'm Al here from Cicero Fire.
And Molly,
And Molly, don't forget Molly. Right?
the best one.
That's right. So we were the original design engineers on the Station 1 project. Gosh, when was that? About 8 years ago or so, Ron? 7, 8. Matt Naparello. About 8 years ago when we did that. Fully operational now. With any fire department and fire station, there's always a need for storage, as we all know. And in that sense, the department and the district has indicated they'd like to provide a secure storage area for, among other things, their antique ground maintenance equipment, the extra hose, and then little used equipment, but still needed equipment, sump pumps and other type of equipment that they have, and they just need to put it into a separate storage building. So this storage building is 56 by 38, about 2,100 square feet, situated such that it doesn't impact the stormwater management facilities that were designed and constructed back that 8 years ago. So it's sitting on the backside of the bioretention area with a gravel access coming off of the rear of that parking lot. But again, for the most part, minimal impact other than that 2,100 square foot building. The pre-manufactured building, they provided a really rough sketch of what this looks like, but real simple pitch roof design, 2 overhead doors on the north elevation, and then a single door for the maintenance equipment on the east elevation. So again, pretty simple facility, no windows really, not intended to have any utilities in that building either. You know, anything is just a cold storage.
No, there's gonna be electric.
Well, electric for lighting, yes.
Yeah, for lighting, but there's gonna be no outside lighting. No,
No heat, no water.
or, we've got our 2 antique pieces of equipment. We've got, pumps, generators, the lawn mowing equipment. It's large enough to where if we have to, for one reason or another, any one of our pieces of apparatus will fit into this building. That's why the doors are so large and the length is where it's at. Primarily just to have a place to put things. The station, the way it's, was designed, nothing against Matt here, but it really doesn't have a lot of storage space to it.
Well, I'm just a site guy, so don't blame me, Ron. But with all that becomes budgetary constraints too.
Sure.
And so when you build these new stations, it has to meet essential facility code design, but cold storage does not. So that, the main building is a hardscape facility structure that meets the essential facility design. When we talk about fire station design, deals with that building's your last building standing. We need these guys to respond in all kinds of emergencies. So that's what the federal code is, but that's very expensive construction. Hence, the limited storage space that was in that barn that was just, built 8 years ago. So hence the need of this.
The department, so we have permission from the fire district to build this facility behind the, that property. The building is gonna be, as far as the structure itself, it's I-beams, it's not a pole barn. So it's gonna last a long time. The whole outside roof is all metal, the doors are gonna be metal. So this will serve the fire department for a long time, probably longer than I'll be around.
So again, we're here to entertain, answer any questions. Steve's been with us a couple times now to talk about how we can go about doing it and advise us to come to planning. Just because it's, it is, sitting, as a site element here, at that facility. So.
Great.
Thank you very much.
So we'll open up to questions. Jim?
I think it's a good, idea, and you've done a good job of explaining it. It's, practical and needed, and I'm good. I really don't have anything to ask.
I was curious, can you see it from 31? You'll be able to see it from 31?
Kind of by the intersection, you may be able to see it, but it's gonna be, if you look at the, drawing.
Go back to that landmark.
If you look, you can see that this is way out back behind the.
Yeah.
So that limited spot, which would be the southwest corner where the park and ride is. You may be able to get a glimpse of it from there,
That's about it then.
but yeah, it's not gonna be out in the open.
Mark,
The
can you pull up the architectural?
perpendicular visual
Please?
is
I'm
sitting
sorry,
behind
you-
the residential house.
Okay.
So, and there's a pretty good heavy, evergreen tree screen that exists today that doesn't impact this.
Mark's gonna pull up the aerial so you can kind of get a feel for the,
I assume it has concrete floor?
Yes, it'd be a concrete,
Is the roof metal also?
pardon me?
Is the roof metal?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's, there are, I-beams that, next day, metal buildings will be the ones that will be manufacturing it. They actually manufacture it at their plant, which is here in New York. Then they transport it to, the location.
Mhm.
And I've been told by the, people there that once the building is delivered, the location, it'll be about a week, and it'll be all.
So if you look at the parking area and you see the vegetation right behind that parking area, that's the bioretention area.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is pushing just to the west of there, and that's where that, and the profile facing 31 is the 38 side, and the 56 length is going north-south.
how far to the north does it go? Over here?
No further than the limit of the north side of the edge of parking, so.
So some of this tree will come, some of the tree growth will
Well,
come down?
you said how far north? The north is kind of open
I'm at south.
to the south. It won't impact that tree. We're not cutting out any tree.
Okay. So all those trees will remain where the house is?
Yes, sir.
Looking at this, I just question about, what is the intention for ventilation? 'Cause, you got metal on all sides, you got a hot box there.
There's gonna be, eaves on the two sides.
Mm.
Will offer, ventilation.
Oh,
So
okay.
it'll meet building code, and that Steve will take a look at that, but it'll have, probably, soffit vents. And as well, there'll probably be a roof ventilation system as well as gable ends. So it'll have circulation needed even without an unheated structure.
Okay,
We don't want to, we don't want to create that situation, and
Sure.
that's standard metal building design.
all right. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chuck.
I'm working on this for
You have been a long time.
approximately 2 years now.
Yeah.
Going over a lot of hurdles, with, the funding, getting the approval from the 60+ members of the department, so.
Yes.
Well,
been a-
all of us have,
call.
all of us have too much stuff.
I mean,
We all have too much stuff. We have to put
Yeah.
it someplace.
yeah. There's equipment, the stairway going up to the loft area
Mhm.
only has one, entrance to it. And like, 20 years,
Which, all right, raise my eyebrows.
right now, our portable pump is underneath that stairway. The gas is emptied out of it, but if you were to first look at it, you think, all right, this is the only exit from that upper area, and you've got a gasoline, operated engine sitting underneath
At
it.
a fire department.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, it's stuff like that that we wanna get back there. That pump should actually have fuel in it so that if we need it for an emergency, it's ready to go. And
Sure.
again, our antique fire apparatus that we've got 1929 Model A fire truck that we rehabbed the whole thing. And we've got a 1945 Dodge that we rehabbed all that. Primarily for parades and show and tell and that. But we need a place to put them.
Thank you. Mary?
So I'm concerned with the color. It's all one color. I mean, would this fall within our new design standards
It would.
for the town?
Are you familiar with our design standards?
I'm not familiar with them. I was talking to John Barrett today. Our station is two different colors for the facility we have now. So we want to go as close to the red that is, and I'm trimmed to try to match that same color on it. Yeah. So it blends in, it does.
It's too much red.
So this is gonna have to go through design standards. This is gonna have to go through our design standards review. We have an architectural review that will take place. And you may want to familiarize yourself with those because
We'll take a look. And again,
uh,
my role as, getting the site plan put together.
Yep.
And working with the pre-manufactured builder. And as Ron said, the task that we told them is match the tone of the red tone of the new station. And then the banding, the gray banding, would match. But again, we can, to Mary's point, make that a gray roof rather than that crimson roof or whatever color that was.
what you see with the station is kind of like what the design standards you're talking about with different colors, along
Right.
the roof line.
And we get, and certainly the pre-manufacturer can deal, we can work with them on that. I mean, it's,
And that is
they're
part of,
ready to go, but we just need to kind of.
that is part of our site plan review. We're gonna want
Okay.
the final process with that.
And then, isn't there a requirement to have lights by doors?
There would be a requirement for a light by the man door. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, they'll have electric in there and they'll be able to put,
But he
You know.
said there would be no outside lighting.
But I didn't know that rule.
Yeah,
It'll be a small downcast light just for that safety
Yeah.
reason, but we'll meet that code requirement.
okay, good. Are you gonna have security for the building,
The building will be locked.
but no security?
As far as
cameras
alarm
or-
system,
Yeah,
We are talking about putting a fire detection system in, looking that up with our regular system, but that's not in the immediate plans.
okay. I think that's all I had. Thanks.
Zach?
You both have touched on all my questions. I'm all set. Thank you.
The asphalt milling, I assume you're comfortable with that as far as the vehicles are gonna be going in and out.
Yeah,
Would-
it's not gonna be like the station where it's responding to alarms and all that. It's strictly when somebody needs to get the mower out and the lawn, they can do it. We're going to a parade, the truck will come out. as far as, like I told you, that because of the size of the building, 56-foot depth, that's so that we can put fire truck in there, but that vehicle will not be in service at that point. So it wouldn't be coming in and out of there. And very little, traffic to that building.
So the gravel drive will have structural capability. We're just not gonna asphalt it. We're not gonna go to that expense. So it'll have fabric with probably 12 inches of crushed stone. Gives a little bit more permeability as well. The plan is as of now not to asphalt coat that, but it'll have structural integrity to make sure the vehicle can safely drive over that. And again, for parade season, Memorial Day, July 4th holidays and those type of things.
Mark, can you put up the elevation, please? I'm sorry, the site plan. Given what you're gonna be using for it, I assume this is not an issue, but the entrance coming in here, you're taking one spot away.
Yep.
Kind of looks like maybe that second one would want to come out too, but maybe not with your use. Mark, you can look at that.
Again, that's really overflow parking for event parking. Certainly we meet all code requirements. So if we wanted to change that, and lose another space, that's not an issue for us.
And I would leave that to your discretion based on the use. There's not much going on there.
Well, again, the times that that those vehicles will be accessed for that driveway would be a time when there wouldn't be a public event in the, in the back.
So based on your thoughts and Mark's thoughts,
Yeah, whatever needs. Absolutely. That's an easy thing.
I'm good. Mike?
And you answered my question, I just want to double check, it's deep enough to have, put a regular fire truck in there.
Yeah, yeah, our, 100-foot platform is, 49 foot long.
Okay.
So,
56 is.
Yeah. we wanna be able to, that's the reason why the doors are so big.
Right.
Doors are the same size as doors that are on the,
Main
stage
bay.
bay, so.
A question, Steve, would they require a concrete pad in front of those main doors?
There would be, you mean like a walk? Like
No,
there just needs to be a path.
yeah,
Oh, you mean in the front, the overhead door or the man door?
the overhead doors.
No, that's up to, that's really up to them. It could be gravel right up to it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Steve?
I'll set, thank you.
Neil? Mark?
One thing I suggested, sometimes these renderings don't accurately reflect the actual color of the materials, so it's good if they could bring some samples in of the final colors when they get to that point.
Yeah, that didn't look like the fire station.
Don't disagree, Mark.
Try and match it is the best we can. There isn't, like if you go to a paint store, you can actually have it next to match exactly. It's limited as far as.
Understood, but again, that's, this is, again, I think, the stress is very bright, it may not be that bright in actuality.
Yeah.
So, and again, you need to look at the design standards. Supposed to be a base, middle, and top of the structure, so. You need to look at those design standards, but again, when you get to the final colors, I suggest you bring in some samples of work.
Good idea. All right, we're all set for now.
Check.
Mark, you're gonna get a review letter out to them?
Yeah, there's one on my behalf.
Yeah. Yep. All right, terrific.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Cindy and Molly. Next item on the agenda is also sketch plan review. This is for Canandaigua National Bank at 8065 Bruton Road, a proposed 3,000 square foot bank building. Good evening.
So my name is Lisa Winberg. I'm from Keplinger Freeman. We did the site plans for this development. And I have with me Jeff Taw He is the architect, so if you have architectural questions. And we also have the owner, the dash line with us, so if you have any questions for him. I have just a brief overview. I know the sketch plan, so we have the proposed projects are located in the Target Plaza right on Route 11, next to the Verizon store. Project access is from either the lighted intersection near the Verizon store into Target, and then there's also a southbound right turn only lane. That's not a direct connect into this property. It would be to the north of that. We have an entry exit drive located off that main Target parking lot drive when you enter the site. It's just one entry exit, same location, one curb cut. Our proposed bank building is 3,000 square feet. We are showing 25 parking spaces. We have 20 in the front, 5 in the back. We have and all our parking spaces, just so you know, I don't think the dimensions are on the plan, but we do meet code. We have them 9 by 18. There's gonna be 1 ATM lane, 2 teller lanes, and then we do have a bypass lane in case there are people that are at the back of the lot, want to go through but not to the drive-through area. Many of these include our accessible sidewalks, signature clock, wayfinding signage, planting, site lighting, utilities, stormwater mitigation, and then we have a generator and waste enclosure at the back. So the utilities, there are stub utilities to the site that are located within the property. So we're not going to require any curb cut or any cuts into the right of way on 11. And we are proposing 3 new storm inlets, which are small 2x2s, connecting to the existing stormwater facilities, which our understanding is this was proposed to be a pad site originally, so it has utilities already, so stormwater's included in the on-site. So that's kind of my little overview. Anybody, did you have any? You want to share that with us? When we submitted, we didn't have elevation, so Jeff's got some elevations. We'd like to see those.
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
You want to say anything about the building, Jeff?
Well, the fun part about working with, Mango Bank is, from the town of with a brand. The goal is to design a building that fits within the city. Particular site, very busy. We're proposing it in a very contemporary commercial style building.
Can you use the mic, please?
Okay. So the building materials, the base would be a ashlar patterned stone. We've got metal panels and a wood look panel, which is fiber cement. Hopefully, you'll agree with us. We think these materials are appropriate for the site.
It's a nice looking building.
Is this building very similar to the other you have in Canandaigua?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, I was curious.
We've designed, this is the 3rd branch we've designed for them, and all 3 of them are very, very different.
I see.
So it's been fun. It's fun for us.
Good.
Usually the same size though, I mean, same size.
This is about 2,800 square feet. The other branch is, I think, closer to 27, and so it was 5,000 square feet for the 3rd one.
Where are the other 2 located?
One is going to be in Liverpool, the other in Duet.
We'll open the questions, Jim.
What is the plan for outside lighting?
Well, you gotta,
You have a late plan, so we have some,
On the building itself, there'll be, lights under the canopy and egress doors and some down lights under the front.
I'm sorry, these are really tiny, so the. So we do have a couple of pole lights that are on the outside, after the front. I don't know if you can see, the scans get kind of blurry, but there's about partway up, 5 spaces up from the bottom right corner. There's a pole, and there's another pole light located over there. We have a lighting consultant that does the lighting, the photometrics for us, so that we meet ATM and drive-through standards, and then the minimums for the lighting on the site.
Can I just jump in?
Yes.
I did take a quick look at this. Are you working on the DeWitt one also? I can't remember if
We
you.
are.
Okay, so you have a lighting plan there that's a little bit more compliant with what we'd like to see. This one seems to be quite a bit brighter, particularly underneath the canopy. So I'd suggest you go back to that one and maybe mimic that one if you can.
The DeWitt one?
Yeah.
Is the shrubbery and landscaping the intention and the finished product?
That's what I was gonna ask next, Joe.
Sorry.
Yeah, the plantings that we have shown,
Yes,
yes.
okay.
So it'll be typical of what shown in the,
Yeah, and we have a lighting schedule or a
Pictures.
planting schedule to show, what types of materials we're proposing.
okay. And you said that you'll be utilizing the entrance and exit that's already there, right? For the Target Plaza?
Correct. Yep. And then, and if you're southbound, you could use there's a right only into the site just directly above ours, just north of the trees.
The one across from Walmart,
Okay.
is that the main entrance to across from Walmart?
Yes, same light, yes.
Right.
And for the sign, and it'll just be the one on the building, or we have other signage?
There are 2 signs on the building.
Okay.
Except for the wayfinding. The wayfinding signage that directs you to the ATM or the drive-through. But not, you're talking CNB logo signage.
Okay.
Roadside.
Yes.
road-
Chuck?
Oh, I'm all set. Sorry to step on your
You're
toe
up.
there.
Sorry.
But, yeah, these renderings look very, very nice and looks like a nice addition to this area. So, did a good job.
Mary?
I agree. I think it's a good fit for the space. It's very nice design. You mentioned a signature clock. What is that? Is that a clock there at the front?
That's a logo of.
Okay.
Yeah.
They wanted to know
Right here, Mary.
the rendering.
Yeah.
The signature font.
No, it's not a real clock. It just,
No, that's just the logo.
okay.
Hmm.
But,
I didn't know the logo.
Fox himself with a freestanding pole on.
It's always 3:15.
Yeah. Almost quitting time. Right. That's all I had. Thank you.
Zach?
Very nice looking. I like it so far. Also, thank you.
I agree. You did a very nice job with everything, including landscaping. I'm just wondering if this area gets some landscaping, the entrance.
Yeah, we were actually talking, we submitted these a while ago. We were just looking at the office, so yeah. And we will. There.
Did a nice job with the landscaping.
So, yeah, I think something probably is merited in that area.
Great. That's all I have.
How long has Canandaigua Bank been in existence?
Wow.
Well established.
So is DeWitt and Liverpool under construction now?
No.
Okay, and then where is your like headquarters or Is it in Canandaigua? I mean, that was where the first one was? Okay, yeah, all right, I was just wondering.
All set, Steve?
Lisa, have you shown the nearest hydrant on the plan?
You know what? I don't know if we do have that. I'm sure it's on here somewhere, but it might be really
All right,
tiny.
we'll just want to check.
I'll-
Yeah, we'll check that, the distance window.
Call it out.
Is it on 11? Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'm sure it's on there.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it has bollard protection. I think there are 3 bollards near it,
Okay.
or at least 2.
All right, we'll take a look and check the distances.
I can make the text bigger so that it's clear.
Okay. All right, thanks. That's all. Thanks.
Mark?
Nothing really, I guess the landscaping plan, I mean, we do require street trees and try landscaping again, they can assume Anthony would be doing a review on this, make comments on landscaping, but, you know, there are some trees, but not necessarily on Route 11. So, again, so the town does now have design guidelines for landscaping. So if you haven't been here in a while, you may not be familiar with that.
Yeah, Steve sent them over to us, but like I said, we already submitted, so we have to do them.
Okay, so, yeah, take a look at those. You do have separate consultant, landscaping, architectural reviews, so you could be doing kind of.
Okay, 2, 1 from your office,
Yeah.
1 from my.
That's all.
We're all set unless you have anything further? Terrific. Thank you. You as well.
Send the book on.
We'll move on to the last item. This is sketch plan as well. This is for custom truck one source at 6177 South Bay Road, a proposed commercial truck rental business.
Good evening, Greg Strommel representing Custom Trucks. So currently a site is been a storage manufacturing facility for I don't know how many years. What they're looking to do is to utilize it for truck storage, mainly leasing, long-term leasing of trucks. And they are primarily bucket trucks for the largest section, but there's also things like vac trucks, there's small cranes, and I can give you a picture of typically what they have. Approximately 60 vehicles in there at any given time at the most. And right now they have a couple more than that in there, but that's because they don't have the inside setup. So some of them are going to be inside the building. What this facility is mainly going to do is these vehicles go up to long-term storage, leasing 6 to 8, 9 months. Then when they come back, they get reconditioned completely. It takes about a week, they say, to change all the fluids out, clean everything up, replace and repair anything that needs to be repaired and replaced. And they go back and sit out in the yard until they get leased out again. So other than the what they're hoping to be at some point 20 employees, the main traffic is the trucks coming in and out, which is probably about 20, 30 trucks coming in and out per week. Nothing heavy duty. They don't not a lot of traffic. They come in, they sit there. Sometimes they're there for a month or two, and that's primarily the bulk of the way the site's going to operate. They are to change the gate in this location here, because right now it comes in and does one of these sharp turns. And what they'd like to do is remove the grass here, add the some grass back in there, and change location of gate here so that it's easier transition for vehicles coming off the South Bay Road into the site. Other than that, they're really not proposing any change.
No changes in the building or?
Minor. It's if you want, I can give you these pictures. give you kind of what a yard looks like now. All of this because building will affect. The inside of the building is pretty wide open. There's some cranes in there from the old manufacturing facility and a lot of wide open space. So these trucks will come in, they're gonna basically get, worked on in these workstations until they're done, prepped, and then back out in the yard. Stationary. They do some sales, but not, it's not like a sales yard. They'll bring in trucks and they may sell them after a certain point in time, or even some newer trucks that they sell right off the bat. But it's not like a truck sales facility per se.
So you're not proposing any, you're saying just minor changes inside now, correct?
Correct.
What was there before? What was it? What was this?
Circus
It's all
casting,
Turkish castings.
Okay.
made manhole covers.
Got it.
Amongst other things.
Much less intense use than that. Much less traffic, I think, even as far as in the yard.
Sure.
Signage?
They put in a separate sign application. I'm not, I'm not familiar with it. But we didn't do it, they did.
They put it in through your office.
If they have, I haven't seen it yet.
It would be
They
site
could
plan
have.
anyways, right?
Pardon me?
It would be part of a site plan, wouldn't
It
it?
can be, yeah, I certainly have. They want to shoot, sure, yeah.
It doesn't have to be, depend on size.
If there's something they're proposing that it's an excess, what's allowed, then yes, you guys want to see that.
But we haven't seen anything yet.
No.
And plans for lighting or,
There wasn't any plan
Oh.
to change anything?
okay. So there's existing lighting that are sufficient?
Yes. And it's not like the lot in the back is lit up with like a lot of lights. Their operation times are 8 AM to 5 PM. So it's not like there's any early morning stuff going on, nothing in the evenings, nothing on weekends.
Will there be fencing or?
There's existing fencing surrounding the site. The fencing at the rear has the slats in it to kind of shield it. And as you can see, it's quite a deep and heavily dense buffer here. So it's nothing planned on being done there. No changes. Other than that, it's really security fence.
Okay. All right, I'm good for right now.
Chuck?
Looking at some of the pictures here, where it appears that a pretty good deal of the blacktop needs refurbishing.
Yeah. There's blacktop in some areas, and then I'm gonna say that everything from about here back is just, it's crushed stone.
Is that-
It looks like it's been crushed stone forever and ever. So there's certain areas like here, you can see kind of where it's blacktop. And in some areas in here, it's blacktop in the front. Up to here, I think we'll have to put blacktop in here. This is basically stone. So if we're allowed to do it, it wouldn't really show, but I think we'll end up putting blacktop in there. Just because it's gonna be heavily traveled.
So the north side, blacktop is in decent shape then? It's tough to tell from the photos.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think it's all kind of dated.
Okay,
I have pictures.
so it needs attention, that's all. All right, I'm all set for now, thank you.
Mary?
So it needs attention, but is it gonna get attention?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm gonna say that I think the areas in here will probably, need to have something done. The back in here, again, personally, I would say leave it as stone because it's a good solid surface. It's obviously holding up well. And it's more pervious than the asphalt, that sort of thing. It's not, if it was a heavily traveled lot as opposed to just a storage lot, I'd personally be more concerned about it.
And I think we're concerned with how it looks from South Bay Road. It's right there near a school. there's gonna be a lot of trucks there. Are they gonna be mostly in the back or are there gonna be some in the front?
No, mostly in the back. I don't think there's, we've talked to them. Their storage area is basically all the back here and nothing in the front here. Now, not to say like today I was there and they had a small crane here, but it's not like they're gonna have them stacked up and stored in the front. I'm sure you'll get trucks when they come in, they sit there for a while before they get put in their, long-term storage spot. But it's not like they're gonna pile them up. There's none in the front for sales or anything like that.
When they bring in their trucks, does it come in on sort of a car carrier? Like, is the flow of traffic gonna be away from South Bay into the back? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. so I
I've
mean-
seen tractor trailers block traffic on South Bay Road.
Oh, I've seen tractor trailers offloading
Yeah.
car dealerships in the middle of the heavily traveled roads. No, none of that. And I don't think they come in, if they come in being towed, but these aren't like something that's gonna really be like on a car carrier. I mean, they're good, even the bucket trucks are pretty good sized trucks. So I mean, could they be coming in towed if they're, they don't for some reason work? Yes. But primarily their lease returns, refurbishment, send them back out.
And when they refurbish, are they gonna be revving engines and releasing a lot of exhaust? I mean, they're right, it backs up to.
Yeah, I mean,
neighborhood. You can
everything's,
see the pools.
yeah, everything is gonna be indoors as far as
Okay.
repair goes. I was there talking to the manager, they're saying they've got more room than they're gonna need indoors, so there's plenty of room there, and
It's a big
type
area.
areas. I mean, there's no reason for anybody to be working out in the back lot. I mean, would make no sense, to be honest with you.
How many acres?
So we can add that right to the plans then, no outdoor work.
I think they're okay with that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and obviously, that's to your discretion too.
So yeah, we'll want that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I think our resident would want that.
I was just curious how many acres that parcel is.
I'm gonna go by memory from a few years ago, but I'm gonna say it's probably about 4 acres. If I look at the application.
It looks bigger than that almost.
Yeah, yeah.
11.26, yeah, but there is the portion up here, it's part of the site, that's not part of this use. And then there's the other piece down here that's existing use. So it's quite a.
So is this part of this is only part of the parcel that you're proposing to utilize?
Correct. Yeah, so they are not, this is not them. And this section in here is not them.
Is there any plans for any landscaping at all in the front? There's nothing.
Not until we came in here. We're looking for guidance. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
I've already told them that, hey, you're probably gonna be asked to clean up the front
Yeah,
of the site, and they're like, that's fine.
yeah, we're looking to improve the appearance of the town.
Can't blame you for that.
That's all I have.
Zach,
Nothing personal. Not a fan of the building, not a fan of the way it looks. Yeah, to me, no offense, it looks like trash. You got bent bollards. It's gonna need landscaping. I'd like to see a facelift on the front. Paving.
Mhm.
Just every time you kind of drive by, it just looks like it's been let go for too long. There's potentially gonna be a nice brand new Stewart's across the street.
Mhm.
So this would be even more of an eyesore. But other than that, I'm all set. Just like to see the front, definitely the front drastically improved.
So I would echo
Sorry.
Zach's, again, not personal, obviously, Zach's statements, I was there yesterday. And if you're driving in, if you're looking at the front, the pavement's all torn up, the landscaping's not been touched in forever, there's, the grass is growing up halfway up the fence. Let me go through my list. This is gonna have to go through the architectural review and landscaping review.
Well, I think it's your purview. I mean,
Yeah,
can-
I would think.
yeah.
It's in the area, right?
It's the entire town now.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be reviewed by architect for architectural review and for landscaping review. It doesn't.
So
mean-
I was just gonna bring that up. So the property owners made some recent facade improvements through a county grant administered through the town. So so that fake stone
brick on the
down
front?
there, some landscaping was done. I don't know that it turned out as the town had hoped, but there were some improvements made under a grant from the county for streetscape.
Yeah, that's not the current elevation.
That's not the current elevation. These
The
photographs. show-
stone or,
Yeah.
Definitely looks much better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the photos reflect it. I think.
they built the cage around the HVAC,
Yeah.
again, with that stone. So architectural review, landscaping review, pavement, that all needs work.
Okay. Figured you guys already did the architectural one, but okay,
We did?
sounds like it.
No.
No, that wasn't before the board, no.
Oh, okay.
So the gravel drive that over on this side, you said that's not part of this?
It's not part of this, no.
Okay.
I want to take a look. How this all works out, because if it's all a single parcel, I mean, you really
Need to do the whole thing.
have to look at how everything fits together.
When you say single, you mean this?
I don't know, that's why I'm trying to conduct the survey, but it's really not.
I thought this had easement here.
There was an easement there, if I recall, from when the
I think
last time
so.
this was in. Yeah.
There is an easement that serves the property.
That you'll be utilizing?
Yeah, this may be a separate, totally separate parcel too, right here.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, so, I mean, let's take a look at this. One really included on this project, right?
So if they're not gonna be utilizing that, I would want it cut off. Cause it's stone, it's stone right off the South Bay Road. Stone and dirt.
So, yeah, you see there's a lot going on here with the survey, so.
So what's in the other building? So they're not occupying the entire site? What's in that building that's to the south?
It is something different.
Yeah, I don't know what's in this building here,
Okay,
I saw a name, it's something different
okay.
on trucks.
but it is fenced off, separated.
Mark, can you go to the elevation that shows parking? I'm sorry, not the elevation, the sight line. Well, this works.
Yeah,
I think that's, I don't know why I know this, but I think that's supposed to be 25.
Could be.
Just, I mean, no big deal, but. And they talk about 30 to 60 trucks with the ability of 104.
Well, we show 104 spaces, but
Yeah. So when I was there yesterday, it looked like the lot was full. I couldn't get in. I didn't go in the lot, but from the side, it looked like the lot was full. There was also a line of vehicles here. And then there was one beat up old truck up front.
yeah, I don't know if that was theirs. That didn't have their markings on it
I think it did.
here. So I don't know whose that is, but theirs. And the lot was pretty full, and they said they had about 60 to 70 trucks in there, and it was,
Yeah, there was one in the easement or whatever it is there. It's full.
But they had 2 trucks inside. And I was there today. They'll try and get the inside, turned around.
So all the parking will be in the back, right? I mean,
All the truck storage parking,
In
yes,
the
in the
back.
back.
Says custom truck. Something right on it. I think it was yours. But we're not gonna want vehicles up front.
I understand it. Nobody told me that was the plans.
Especially the old broken down ones. So that's all I have for now, but it's gonna need to be spruced up a lot. This is our chance. It could be there forever. Everything goes well. I hope they are. But it needs to be dressed up a lot, and I think you've heard that.
No, like I said, I don't think anybody has a problem, especially with the front landscaping the front.
And you mentioned pavement. Oop. Come on.
Right
In
here,
that spot there, yeah.
Yeah, well, because if we get approval for this gate here, which currently is here, we're gonna need to be able to bring these trucks around like that. So that grass has to come out. There's no reason to leave that asphalt in there, so I would just take that out. And at that point, we need to pave in here and clean this up. If there's a nice, I'm gonna say nice curb island here, a little more of that would be nice. Some street trees would be nice. I don't think anybody's concerned about visibility and blocking our visibility. We're not, so I think, that sort of thing is definitely,
And as long as you're not gonna be using this easement or whatever it is, then we'll want to landscape and close it off so that your vehicles aren't going on.
I think there's a gate here.
There is.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any plans to necessarily use that. I can't necessarily close it off because this gentleman's got an easement through here.
I mean, so that your vehicles aren't going out here and then out. If you are, then we're gonna want an apron here.
Sure. Yeah, I'll find out, but I don't think we're gonna need that.
Mike,
no, everything's, good. It's just that I'm trying to understand this. You got a larger piece and you have, what, 3/4 of it?
can you use your mic?
Okay, you got a larger piece there, but right next to you, there's another business like right on top of you. And if their gravel or their tarvy is not the same, it's not gonna look correct, you know what I'm saying? It's
If-
like,
If that's all one parcel, we said that would be looked at as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would be looking at this entire front right here.
okay, I just wanna understand it, cause otherwise if it's piecemeal, it
Yeah.
doesn't, it just looks like,
Yeah.
so that's.
Correct.
fine.
The
Okay.
back here is a separate thing because we don't have any plans to utilize it and it's kind of grandfathered in because the
And
access.
the storage is all gravel right now? I mean, it's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve?
I have nothing else. Thank you right now.
Neil?
When you look at your application, you show one parcel that the owner owns it, and then you have the same owner with the adjacent parcel, so I mean, I know that's gonna get vetted out of where the safe thing is. Possibly, the other two parcels, but you're gonna have to vet that.
Thank you. Mark?
No, I think you guys touched on the items. We'll review and we'll look at the survey and try and figure out what we're dealing with your property lines. And then. Here's,
Anything else? Wonderful. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
You as well. That concludes our agenda items. Any discussion from the team? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.